I wanted to showcase everything that I've kind of added to my save file in the last little bit. A lot has changed. If you don't know, I'm making a save file. It has a lot of lore, a lot of realism, lots of characters, and it's getting pretty close to done. I also wanted to announce the name for the save file. So the official name of the save file is going to be Anecdote. So it's going to be Silly's Anecdote save file. Also, very quickly, I just thought I should mention that I did launch a second channel today. So if you want to go check that out, the day this uploaded is my birthday. So like you're legally obligated to like go leave a nice comment. I'm kidding, but like I would appreciate it too. This is my version of Willow Creek, and this Willow Creek is a Willow Creek that takes place somewhere in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest of the United States of America, or Vancouver, BC, that kind of area of Canada. It's really broad. It doesn't have to be the US. And this Willow Creek was founded in 1874 by Guy and Jane Boudreaux, and it originally was this fertile river basin that made for kind of abundant agricultural pursuits, and that's why they kind of founded the city. It has this kind of historical downtown on the waterfront right here. They have this old town district that's kind of being revitalized, and there's some drama in the city around the handling of the revitalization of this district. There's these two really powerful families, the Laundries and the Boudreaux. I think the Boudreaux' last name is gonna change because I'm sick of YouTube comments correcting me on how to pronounce it. For the record, I'm saying the American pronunciation because they would have Americanized their name, but just to avoid that whole thing, I'm just gonna change the last name. Hydrangea Bend is kind of this historic park with the historic Boudreaux Manor. They're the founders of the town, like I said, and hydrangeas are like a big thing in this version of Willow Creek. That is kind of their agricultural niche. But besides all like the boring history, I think the most interesting part is like the Sims and the different dynamics happening in here. I'm going to start by showing you this household right behind my camera, Tucker's family. Okay, so the first sim family that I kind of want to show you is the newest one that I've kind of created and added to the save. This is Tucker Dreyer, and his family has long time been in Willow Creek. His grandfather actually originally is the one who opened the family business that they own, that Tucker still kind of maintains, and it's the Laundromat and Speakeasy on Main Street, which I'm going to show you in a second. They live in this little house that's also been kind of kept in the family, but it's just been renovated over time, so it's kind of a weird house, but I'm actually really proud of this build. I'm going to have an entire long play coming out of the entire grueling process of making all of these Sims and making this entire build. It's just really long, so I'm just gonna show you. So if you don't want spoilers for that, maybe don't look. But I went for this really beautiful kind of mid-century, and this whole house carries some really interesting lore. So Hua is his wife, and they are having marital strife. They've been married a while, but they've been having issues. They really should just be divorced, but they're not. Tucker has been sleeping in the garage. So he's been full-time sleeping out here in their garage space. She has ownership over this bedroom. They're all kind of living under the same roof, even though, yeah, maybe they should have went their separate ways like a while ago. Tucker has the neighborhood confidant aspiration. He really just is kind of in everyone's business. You know, he's a bartender. He's been around for a while. He is loyal, ambitious, and gloomy, and ignore all those other stuff. I haven't played with my mod traits yet at all. And he likes mixology. He likes physical intimacy and small talk a lot. And Hua is romantic, a kleptomaniac, and active, and she has the inner peace kind of aspiration. She's just like looking to be peaceful, be relaxed, kind of just vibe out. Right now she's standing in her daughter's room. This is Leslie Dreyerly, but she's a geek and she's active, and like I said, this is her bedroom. She's super into soccer and sports, but then also kind of like pop culture-y kind of stuff, Sims stuff, kind of like meta. And I just think that this is like a super cute teen bedroom. I don't know, I'm really proud of it. Her younger sister is Ella Ann Dreyerly, and she is an animal enthusiast, and she is really into void critters. Sorry about my cat. Do you wish to say hello to them? Say hi. Hi. Oh, that's very nice. Hey, you tell them. Really? Alright, anyways, she's really into void critters, and she has like a little frog, and yeah, she's kind of neat. I think if I were able to set traits to give Sims when they age up, her second trait would be neat. It just felt like weird to give a kid Sim, like her only trait is neat. I don't know. But they have a dog named Joyer, which is the void critter. So my lore is that, you know, the sisters named the animals, and they named the cat Mouse, which The cat is right here, very cute. And then yeah, Ella got to name the dog, and so she named her after the dog Void Critter. So that's what's going on in their household. I'm gonna go and show you the laundromat real quick. Okay, so this is the business right now. I don't know if with the new expansion pack, hobbies and businesses, if I can make this kind of dual functional in the way that I really want to. But the whole idea is that the upstairs is this laundromat, and then I have this little like kiosk area where you can buy things, and then my idea is that the teenage daughter Leslie like works in here, kind of like required by her father, and she probably really hates it. But then if you go through this alleyway, there's this little speakeasy down here, and it's to this like secret bar. That's not so secret anymore. Now it's kind of like this gimmick, but back during the Prohibition, this was a secret bar that was secretly used, and then the laundromat was kind of just a cover for it. So it's been passed on through the generations, long-standing family business. I feel like we've all seen this building as well. And then I have just this for lease empty place next door if I want to kind of expand the save file. And then I'll show you the rest of Main Street really quickly, and then we'll get back to The Sims. So next door is this little corner store, and it's just like a little convenience store mart. I think it's really cute. I'm really proud of this build as well. The man who owns it is going to be living upstairs in this kind of apartment up here. There's going to be another apartment right there, and then another one right there. The whole idea is that one of these apartments will be empty for your sim to kind of move into, so you could live along this strip. And also I want to add like a railroad in alongside the back of all of these houses. Not like a usable railroad or a railroad that would have been in use, but one that's kind of out of commission and is now just kind of this like historic thing that they just keep as a part of like the park on Main Street. And then all the way at the end we have the town hall, and this lot is half town hall and then half this kind of community space. Officially it is a community space per the law requirements, but the mayor is going to have an office in here. There's like public bathrooms, there's this kind of like employee break room over in the corner, just a normal reception area, and then like a little research kiosk with a research computer, which I thought would be just a good touch for if you have a sim, you know, studying for college or something like that. You can come in here and it's like the researching local history kind of sector. Then yeah, they have this little farmer's market and a little stage over here. EA, please give us fans. I'm gonna keep saying it until we get it. I am convinced that they are personally doing it in order to spite me at this point, but I have so many stages in this save, it's crazy. There's a community garden kind of variant. The only one I haven't finished is the makerspace, because I don't feel like the makerspace in real life would go outside. So I just have it as like a continuation of the garden one, and I think I might like convert this room in here to be a makerspace, and maybe this room also just kind of rotates with these in a particular way. So if there's anything that you would like to see in this space, anything that maybe would be useful in gameplay, let me know. And then when it's empty, it just looks like this. The only unfortunate thing I will say about this lot, you can only change it if you have a sim who lives in the neighborhood. So you have to go and vote on the neighborhood action plans. I don't know why you have to be in the same neighborhood. I wish that EA made it so that you could, from any place in the world, go in and vote. That's why I had to make this a residential rental lot instead of another community lot, is because otherwise there was like no way to change this from a marketplace into anything else. Anyways, next we're going to visit the Atia's house. Down the street from Tucker and his family, we have the Atia family, and they live in this beautiful kind of craftsman. Don't worry about that wall. Look, everything's still a work in progress. But yeah, I've barely started furnishing this place, but I find it to be just so gorgeous in here. And yeah, it's like a 3-story, as I said. This lot was like such a pain with all the terrain editing and everything, but I think it turned out really good. And this family, right now I just have the husband and wife and one of their kids, Shiloh. Shiloh is moved out. We'll go to her next. But this is Theodora Atia, and she has the successful lineage aspiration, and she is wise, high maintenance, and an animal enthusiast. And then there's Beni Atia, and he's a genius, adventurous, and proper, and he is an archaeologist. He is the archaeology scholar aspiration, and he's going to be in the archaeology career, and they are going to have like a full house. We can visit their one adult daughter, Shiloh, next. Shiloh lives with her fiance, Sid. So these two actually met in college. So Shiloh went away for college. She got a degree in literature and English, and she met Sid, who is an art major. Oh my god. He hooked my sweater. He's absolutely clamoring for my attention. Hello, I love you so much. Anyways, Sid is an art major and has a painter extraordinaire aspiration and is an overachiever, creative, and outgoing, likes baking, dancing, painting, and doesn't like cooking. Shiloh is good, goofball, and socially awkward, and has the Renaissance sim aspiration, and she is in the substitute teacher career, so she is going into school. Sorry for the fluctuating lighting all throughout this video. The sun can't decide what it's doing. But this is their house right next to the next door neighbor's house, and they just have like a really cute kind of house that is kind of reminiscent of like people that I knew in college and the kind of design style that they kind of went for. And this is their bedroom, really cute in there. And then this is Sid's studio. The Murphy bed blocks the door, but I think that's pretty realistic for just like working with a small space. I like definitely not up to fire code by any means, but look, they don't have to follow fire code. In my head, this is just like where their parents stay when they come into town to visit, is in Sid's studio here. So this bed is normally not down. I think one of them just took it down when I loaded in to do something once. And they have a really cute story. They're really into each other, they're engaged, but they have some problems with the next door neighbors because the next door neighbors are their landlords. And the next door neighbor is Edna Long, and she is a little bit of an interesting character. This is their house, and Edna, as I said, a very interesting character. She has the soulmate aspiration that is like most the way through. She's on 3 out of 4 of it, and her traits are nosy, erratic, and outgoing. Naturally, she's kind of in like the next door neighbor's business. She autonomously goes over there with the binoculars and like stares in their window all the time. It's crazy. This household is like the most done one. And she has honestly some pretty tragic lore herself. She is a retired daycare manager, and she lives with her grandson, Lori Long. We love Lori. We love to hate Lori. You know, he's kind of your typical young adult guy who hasn't really moved out. And the issue here and the tension is that Edna has all these really strict rules for the lesbian couple next door, and lets her own grandson get away with breaking all those same rules. He's pretty obnoxious. He has this dog named Pogo. He has a band that he does practice in their basement. This is the basement. Their band is called Magenta Obscurity, and if you like snoop around in some of these boxes, you'll find like little songs and more kind of hints at the whole dynamic here. And he's in this band with Dylan, who is pictured here, and the whole band is kind of pictured there, minus one sim. We'll get to her. He's also kind of a gamer. He's also a big slob, as you can see. He has the Chief of Mischief aspiration. He's just kind of doing whatever he wants. He's a maker, a slob, and an insider. He's pretty handy. He has this whole shed for robotic stuff in his backyard where he kind of builds things and makes stuff. And he kind of got that from his now deceased grandfather and Edna's late husband, Lauren. Lauren can be seen in these old pictures they have of the house when they first moved in together, when they first got married, and them kind of dancing around in the kitchen, and a little portrait of him when he was young. They've got their wedding topper here, his urn. He also, the keepsake box has a portrait of Edna with her maiden name, which is eventually going to tie into some additional lore there. Oh my god, I said her name was Dylan. Her name is Harlo. Her last name is Dylan. Yeah, him and Harlo were once together, are no longer together, but he is still kind of hanging on to it. And supposedly now they're like just friends, and Harlo is like definitely moved on. This Sim Gwen, placeholder name, is also going to have been in the band, but has mysteriously gone missing. I haven't gotten much further with that lore, but just know that that's kind of the idea there, is that Gwen, once their friend and bandmate, is now kind of no more. And then Birdie is another member of their band, and he lives over on the corner, and they had been friends then forever. I forgot to mention that Harlo and her family used to live literally right next door in the White House before they kind of moved out due to stuff I'll get into when I load into their household, and the new couple kind of moved in. So just know that these three all used to be friends because they all used to live on the same block. So this is their house, not completely all the way done, as is the rest of my save file. But this household consists of Birdie Brown. He is lactose intolerant, self-assured, and art lover. He has the friend of the world aspiration and is a community organizer in the politics career. He lives with his aunt, Monday Brown, and her daughter, Carter Brown. Birdie's parents, Percy and Josephine, have tragically passed away, which is why he's living with his aunt, and his aunt has kind of adopted him. And this is like the room that him and Carter share. I think it's really cute, super cluttered. I don't know, I find it really adorable. And these two have a really close relationship, like they may as well be siblings. So yeah, Birdie's best friend is Lori, but he also knows this character named Gwen who's been missing. Then, of course, is also close friends with Harlo, who is also in the band. Really quickly, while I'm already in the neighborhood, I'm going to show off the community lot that's in this neighborhood. It is a rec center, but it's like this converted church lot. So this is the old church. Ignore that lighting glitch. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. But there is kind of a lot of stuff on this lot. So there's this whole parking lot. There's a dumpster. So if you need a dumpster dive, all these kind of chalk games the kids can play on the floor, a couple sets of bikes. There's basketball over here, a little kiddie slide, there's swing set tucked in this little area, and then if you go into the main area with like the pews, there is a stage again. There's debate podiums up here, a guitar, a radio, and also a microphone, so your Sims can do a variety of skills in this whole setup. There's a piano, a little board game table so they can all play games together after school. I was especially proud of like these little cubbies with all like the stuff. And then the little awards corner over here, a void critter station so people can play void critters. And then if you go to the church basement, there's even more down here. Oh, there's a little art studio for a little art club, art class that can be taught in the basement. And then this room, which has like a whole circle for like an AA meeting and other types of club meetings, scout meetings, etc. With another one of these kind of game tables over in the corner. Sorry, my mouse is like super zoomy. There's the janitor's closet item and also the bathrooms. I did sneak a little shower in here because you have to have a shower in order for this lot type to work. So I just put it there. I don't know. I might move it around. And then this is like one of those little portables. I don't know if you guys ever had those, but it's just like a portable that like you'd have in school. And this one is the gym equipment. So this is where you could go to work out. And there's like a little mat to do yoga class in this room as well. So this lot really has like so much. This is like one of my most favorite lots that I've ever done. And then now I'm gonna go and show you Harlo. So Harlo lives in this unit right here with her sibling, Rune. And there's a bunch of Sims here. Okay, so this is Harlo's mom. She doesn't live with them, you might notice. She lives elsewhere. We'll get into that in a second. And this is Rune. Harlo is a young adult and Rune is a teenager, but they live together in kind of this whole loft that their mom rents for them. Growing up, they didn't have a ton of money, but they kind of came into money when their mom, this Sim right here, married rich. And there's some tension between Harlo and her mom because, like I said, she married rich, moved in with this guy, is renting this apartment for these two. But this Sim is kind of taking it as a chance to kind of start her life over. She's pregnant, she's about to have another kid, and there's just some interesting dynamics there. That stuff works when a teenager has a parent kind of marry a new guy when you're older, and then there's this whole new family thing, and it's just some interesting family drama. I don't know why this Sim is in here. Ignore him. We'll talk about his family in a second. But I wanted this apartment to just feel like these two both collaborated in furnishing it, kind of this mixture of Harlo's taste and Rune's taste, whereas Rune is more of like a classical, traditional style, and then Harlo is more of a modern kind of style, and they both really like the color pink. This is kind of their craft slash music studio room, so this side is Harlo's, and then this side is Rune's, and Rune has all these different hobbies. Like, they love to crochet, and they love to craft and make stuff and plants, and they have a ton of hobbies. Like, this room is something more that Rune would have come up with, and I'll also take a peek at some of these photos here. So these are photos of before the marriage. So this is Harlo when she was younger and their mom kind of on the couch. This is them over Halloween way back in 2012 when they still lived at that White House next to Lori's house. Mom giving Rune a kiss on the head. Goodbye, kind of showing, yeah, that they had a different start than where maybe they are now. And then also just like a more recent cute siblings moment. This is the kitchen, and then yeah, the little like pantry, butler's kitchen, laundry room thing. And then this one is Harlo's bedroom. I think it's really cute, and it has more photos over here. So it has that photo of her from Lori's. So they're both kind of hanging the same photo, but I feel like it's a little different when it's a photo of you that you're hanging of your younger self versus your ex-boyfriend hanging it in his bedroom. And then there's this photo of them together in Harlo's old bedroom brushing Rune's hair, which I thought was really cute. And I don't know, I just really like that lore of like who they used to be and kind of incorporating those photos. But yeah, so that's them, and now I'm going to show you their next door neighbors. Oh, I didn't tell you their traits or anything. Hang on, wait. Getting ahead of myself. Harlo's whole thing is that she is the city native aspiration. She really wants to move to San Myshuno to make it big, and she's kind of got a little plan in progress in order to do that. She is in the entertainer level 1 career, and so she is in this relationship with the celebrity sim, and she has the goal of moving in closer to that sim to kind of try and strike it big. Unbeknownst to her, like, things aren't really gonna work out in that regard. The celebrity sim doesn't really think about it super deeply, but Harlo is like one-sided invested in that relationship. Then Rune has the nerd brain aspiration and is a perfectionist cat lover. Because they're only a teen, they only get 2 traits. But yeah, they have a ton of hobbies. They like cross-stitching, they like gardening, and just like crafting in general. I think with the new expansion, like a lot of those stuff, like pottery, could also apply to Rune. Rune just likes to make things. And I think if I could give them a 3rd trait, it would be maker. Okay, moving on. It's kind of getting late, so it's gonna be dark soon, so I have to show you all these lots before it gets completely dark. Okay, so these Sims are the Santiagos, and their whole thing is that they just moved into town not that long ago. Like, they're still not unpacked. I haven't finished furnishing their house, so like ignore it, but this is Baby Angel, and this Sim is an infant Sim. The only infant that I have in my save so far, but don't worry, I'm like hoping to add more children and more younger Sims in the coming couple months. And this is Rema Santiago and Jamie Santiago. And their whole storyline is basically that Jamie and Rema used to live in San Myshuno and they have just moved to Willow Creek. Their whole thing is that they moved for her to get a really good job in like the tech industry. She has the nerd brain aspiration and she is a loner, proper, and active. And Jamie has the big happy family aspiration and is family oriented, jealous, and a foodie. He used to have a much better job, but when they moved, he's just like struggled to find work ever since, and he's still kind of unemployed. And that's kind of created tension between these two because her opinion is like he needs a job and he's not really trying that hard and blah blah blah. And his opinion is like, well, we moved all this way to this small town for you, and now I can't find work. How is this my fault? So they kind of have this relationship drama, even though they like just had their first kid and also got married like not too long ago. These are photos from their marriage, and you can kind of see like the city in the background just like a little bit. I tried to make it look like these took place in San Myshuno, but I don't know that I super achieved it because it's just this little peak in the background. But yeah, so that is kind of their whole storyline. They have just relationship tension. They have a new son, and then this whole lot over here is going to be an empty unit where your sim could move in if you want to. The rest of this whole district is just community lots, so I'm just going to like bop in and show you my progress on everything so far. Spoiler alert, nothing is finished, but hey, I think we are really getting somewhere. So this is a gay nightclub, still in progress. It doesn't even have a front door, but this is like meant to be an abandoned factory warehouse that's kind of been bought and renovated to be this like fancy gay nightclub. I think it's gonna be so fun in here, and even during day like there's fun light stuff happening, but yeah, at night I think it'll also be really cool. I'll try and do like a bunch of lights and stuff. I made it so they painted like these beams like a rainbow. I don't know, I think it's fun. And I think that this lot is really cool, and it's got like this open ceiling, and so there's a lot that I can kind of squeeze in here. This one is Cafe Verde. They have like the little COVID thing outside. I don't know. I thought it was kind of realistic because I don't know many stores that have gotten rid of their things. And yeah, it's like cute, trendy in here. And next door, we have one of these where my whole idea is that it's kind of multiple lots all in one, because right now I have this as a thrift and boba tea lot. So this whole store over on the right is the thrift store, and this is kind of what the interior of it looks like. And this is like super cute. I love this lot. And they even have like little changing rooms. They've got like this bathroom over here. And then this little lot was meant to be the boba stop. And I'm struggling with the boba stop. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know. I feel like boba places typically have this like really kind of certain vibe to it that I just hate. And so I'm having a really hard time furnishing this place. I want there to be an additional couple buildings back in here. I'm probably gonna put like a roller rink or like an ice rink or something, because that takes up like a big portion of space. Or I could even do like a bowling alley in here. I don't know, just something to take up all this space that'll still work with like the lot type. And then I also made it so that this roof would be like accessible. So I kind of want to do like a cute little sitting spot all the way up here, and that is kind of accessible through this kind of area here. And then I think I'll keep all these mid-levels just blank, because otherwise, you know, that's a lot of stuff and this lot wouldn't work at all if that were all full. So there's a little bit of like imagination you'll have to use, but I'm hoping that this lot turns out and is nice and usable and like enough Sims show up and all that. But I just think having a cute little community lot rooftop is going to be really sweet. And that's this district done, but I should tell you a little bit about the drama with the old district. So this place is a little bit too trendy for the more traditional people in the town's taste. And so there's this kind of tension in the town between the people who are like really campaigning for this to get kind of gentrified, trendy, like bring in all the hipsters, bring in all this tourism, and people who are like, we shouldn't do all that, we should just keep it the way that it was. So this household, which I'm not even gonna load into because their house isn't done and they're missing custom content, and yeah, just ignore it. The Laundries, they are the ones who own a lot of this new old district area, and these Sims, the ones who founded the town, hate that. I will load into their household even though they're all pretty naked. I did do a lot of furnishing for their house, so I'll kind of show you that. Nothing in this district has really changed since I last did one of these update videos, so I'm sorry. I've been mainly working on the other neighborhoods and the other areas, so I apologize that not much progress has been made towards these Sims yet. But in case you haven't seen that video, I will go over these Sims really briefly and their half-finished house. So this is the current heir of the Boudreaux legacy. She doesn't have a name yet, don't worry about her. And this is her husband. It's kind of this like multi-generational situation. So there's Drew, and then his firstborn daughter is the one who inherited this whole thing. And then his youngest son is the one who married the Dillon family's mom. We'll get to it in 1 second. But so yeah, these two are the current ones who have the estate, and they're trying to teach Saoirse, the oldest daughter, all the family business and how things kind of operate so that she can inherit this all when she is old enough, and she does not want to. She has some younger brothers as well. I think all their names are placeholder names other than Saoirse, so ignore. This is Saoirse's bedroom. She is a painter, and she has a star-crossed secret relationship with Leo, the kid of the Laundry family that they so hate. So there's a star-crossed lovers romance in here. But yeah, Saoirse is planning to secretly run away with Leo so that she doesn't have to inherit the family business and do all that stuff that she just like doesn't want to do. They have like their little secret hiding place that is the secret world that's attached to this world. Secret world attached to like this tree in Foundry Cove. Okay, so to go full circle, back to where we started, back to this neighborhood up here. So they live in this gigantic, beautiful Victorian in this neighborhood. And yeah, so they're pregnant, so they have a whole nursery over here. And then they just have like a really beautiful house as well. And yeah, their whole thing is that they're kind of just like starting a brand new life. He's pretty rich, and her whole thing is also that like they kind of met through work. So she used to just be like a waiter, and then she got a better job, and they kind of met each other through that job and got married. That is this house. Big Victorian, pain to build, but I had a lot of fun. The other stuff that I haven't covered in this neighborhood is this split level house. Haven't decided on the Sims living here yet, but I'm going to. The mayor is inevitably going to live in this house. I could see Theodora being the mayor, but like I said, not dedicated to any idea, but yeah, either gonna live here or going to be Theodora, not sure. And then this house is just gonna be an empty house that your Sims can move into. And I don't think I showed you the starter house that you can move into, but in Foundry Cove, there is like a starter house for your Sim to move into upon arrival into my Willow Creek. So I'm getting like pretty close to done. I've got a few more families that I need to make, a few more Sims that I need to add to a couple different families, a lot of community lot stuff to work on, but all the residential houses are like done, I think, except for just some furnishing here and there. And besides that, just a lot of little details, like making sure that my storylines with everything kind of is reflected in the game, you know, friendship bars, romance bars, sentiments with one another, lifestyles, making sure everyone's in the correct job, you know, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of small details to work out, but I'm really hoping it will all come together. And I know a lot of this is a review for a lot of you, so if you stuck around and watched all the stuff that you already knew, I appreciate you. And if for whatever reason you want to hear more of me talking today, I did make a side channel and uploaded over there for the first time today as well. As always, thank you for watching.